Welcome back to ciLiving. There's some exciting developments happening at the Macon County Conservation District. Here to teach us all about their current restoration project is Jerry. Jerry, thanks for joining me.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks so much. So if someone doesn't know what you guys are doing or someone's unaware of what you guys do, can you explain what you guys do at the Macon County Conservation District?
Macon County Conservation District is one of 5 conservation districts in Illinois. Our mission basically is to acquire, protect, and preserve the natural resources in Macon County. Also, on top of that, one of our major goals is to educate our users about the importance of natural resources. So we own about just under 4,000 acres right now in Macon County, and what we're going to talk about today is one of our acquisitions that happened about 3 years ago, about some natural resources that we typically don't have in central Illinois. And we're really excited to have that opportunity to build that habitat. That's
awesome, and we'll learn in just a little bit too. We'll also learn about everything that you use here. But let's talk about that. It's called the Pothole Prairie Restoration, right?
Yes, it is. And basically what it is early settlement when people showed up in Illinois. The landscape was more naturalized, and when the farmers come in, if you drive around central Illinois after a rainfall and you see the farm fields, you see the puddles and stuff in the farm fields, well, those were typically pothole prairies or temporary wetlands that handled water and early parts of the season, and they would disappear over the summer as the hot weather showed up and the water dissipates and evaporates. Wow. That's what we're trying to recreate. One of the reasons we want to recreate that is because every time we create an edge between a certain type of habitat, whether it's between wetlands and prairies or wetlands and forest or prairies and forest, that habitat has the most diverse population of not only plants but animals, and it creates a large habitat for animals in Illinois. Wow. And that's kind of the goal for this process, is to restore that prairie and that pothole prairie to produce that habitat and give people the natural world a home.
Wow, and so bring animals and just bring everything back to these areas. So what is the process? So how does that work? How do you go in there? How do you figure this all out?
So yeah, the acreage we have is about 220 acres, previously agriculture. Mm-hmm. And what we do is we go in and determine with engineers where the most likely spot that those prairies or seasonal wetlands would be sitting. Okay. And then we go in and we excavate the areas out, we create depressions, and then we use the groundwater and stormwater flows into those and creates those wetlands.
Wow. So there's that whole process. Do you have to make sure you're using tools like this, kind of like in starting fires? It's like prescribed fires. So like, how does that work?
This is after we do the restoration.
Oh, okay.
Right now we're using a lot of earth moving equipment, and we're ordering native seed right now, getting ready to seed that over the winter time. Next spring, when everything starts to grow, probably not till next fall, you'll start to see us use this. And this is just prescribed fire equipment that we use, and it helps us. It's a good management tool for native plants. Okay. Native plants their sustaining parts are typically below ground, and they can handle fire. When we have plants that come in from Europe or whatever like that, they call them invasive, and that's a pretty loose term, but typically the fire has a negative impact on those and allows us to reduce the number of invasives and promote the growth of the native plants.
Awesome. So I know, so you guys, is that the only thing you're working on this winter right now? Is it really the pothole prairie restoration? I know you said you have a lot of areas, so.
Well, we have this actually area that we're working on, the pothole prairie, also, it was a grant that we received from the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, but it also will open up this site to the public. So it's a small parking area, small pavilion and a courtyard, and more like a trailhead setting in one of our historic farmsteads that we acquired the same time we acquired the 220-acre area. So we're actually going to be opening that up in the spring once we get through with the improvements, and that trail connection will connect into an existing conservation area that we have, adding another 2 or 3 miles of trail to a system that we already have.
That's awesome. Trail systems. I love walking on trails and all that. That's so exciting. Before we let you go today, can you tell us what this is? Because I'm smelling diesel through this whole segment right now.
This is called a drip torch.
Okay.
And it's a mixture of diesel and fuel. And what it does is allows us to control how we set fires and how we set fires in prairies and wetlands. And basically that's what it is you walk along and it drips fire onto a prairie and gets it started. It allows us to control it, and so the fires don't get away from us.
Wow! And so this is all the equipment that you're using for that.
Most equipment we have gear in here that is fire retardant, Nomex suits that we put on. We have goggles, we have gloves and helmets that all allow us to get out in the prairie and withstand the heat and the smoke from what's happening.
And how long have you been doing this?
About over 30 years.
30 years. So you've learned a lot in your time.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, Jerry, for being here. And I know you guys have a lot of programs coming up, so especially in events in December. So we're going to have Ashton come in, but it's so great to meet you. Thank you so much. Well, good luck with everything with the restoration project. And ciLiving will be right back after this break, so be sure to stick around.